Hello guys, welcome to my channel Create Knowledge. In this video, I'll tell you how to make Spring Framework. In Spring Framework, one important file that is configuration file. In this video, I'll tell you how to make this configuration file configuration.xml. And also I'll tell you how to put the dependency injection in a Spring Framework. Before that, I want to tell you something about the IOC container and dependency injection. Dependency injection, DI, it is a design pattern to remove has a tight couple to loose couple. And I'll tell you in this video also. And IOC is inversion of control. Object creation will be done by Spring. This process is called IOC. In IOC, you have to put the property injection and constructor injection. Here you use application context. It is an interface which represents IOC container. It implements bin factory, base classes, class path, XML, application context for XML configuration, annotation config application context is for annotation configuration, file system XML application is for file system configuration. I will tell you one by one. In this video, I will use only XML configuration. In next video, I will tell you annotation configuration. After that, I will tell you file system configuration. Dependency injection in Spring is done in two ways. One, through setter method, setter injection or property injection. And second one is through constructor method. In this video, I will tell you how to use this setter method and constructor method, and how to put the constructor injection and how to put the property injection or setter injection. Some note here, please note it down. If you create the object yourself with the help of the new keyword, then that dependency will tight coupled. That I will tell you in this video. If you changes in future, then you will have to recompile the entire program. And second one is, if you do not create the object yourself and do it with the help of Spring, then that dependency will be loose coupled. That I will also tell you, because Spring will inject the dependency at runtime. So if you make any changes in future, then you will not have to recompile the program. Here, dependency, I will put the XML dependency. Object of application context can be created in three ways. One is new class path XML, annotation config, and file system XML. In this video, I will tell you only class path XML. Now I am going to open my Eclipse ID. Then I will elaborate one by one as I mentioned earlier. Now I am going to open my Eclipse ID and I will make this program Spring Framework. Now I have opened my Eclipse ID. Here I am going to make setter injection project. But one thing, you can use Spring Toolsuite also. In my next video, I'll use Spring Toolsuite. Here I am going to use my Eclipse ID. So click on File, New, Maven Project, and click on Next. Here you choose Maven Archetype Quick Start. Click on Next. Here my group ID is, package name is com.crk. Here artifact ID is your project name. I am giving the project name Spring _ primitive _ setter _ injection. Spring _ primitive, because I will use the primitive data type. Primitive underscore setter underscore injection. Okay. Now package name is too long, so I'm just going to reduce it. com.crk. crk is create knowledge. Click on finish. Now it is creating my project Eclipse ID. Right here Y and enter. Now you see Spring underscore primitive underscore setter underscore injection is project file is created. Here you see member dependency src main Java. Now first we have to configure, we have to put some dependencies for Spring project in pom.xml file. Double click on pom.xml file. This is my pom.xml file. The dependencies here. Here I am going to put two dependencies. One is Spring Core Maven and Spring Context. So for putting these dependencies, I have to open my Google Chrome browser, and from there I'll copy the link and paste here. Here I have to write Spring Core dependencies. Click on Maven repository. Here you can use 6.2, 6.1, 6.0, but I will use that 6.2.1. 6.2.1. Click here and copy this link, Ctrl C, and go to your Eclipse ID. Here I am going to paste it. So here I put the Spring Core dependency. And now one more dependency I have to put, that is Spring Context. Again go to Google Chrome browser. Here I am going to write Spring Context Maven, Spring Context Maven, and this is Maven repository. Here I'll use also same configuration because earlier I used 6.2.1. Here I'll use 6.2.1 and copy this link. Copy and going to paste it in my pom.xml file. So you see Spring Core, Spring Context, and version is 6.2.1, 6.2.1. Same version I am going to use. Now you have to save it. If any error is there or not, save so there is no error. Put the two dependencies. Now I am going to close this pom.xml file and going to check my Maven dependencies. Click here and you see here Spring Context 6.2.1 and Spring Core 6.2.1. Now I have to create a bean class in src main Java. You see my package name is com.crk. One default class, that is app.java, that I will use it later on. By default it is created. Later I will use this class file. Now I am going to close it. Right click on src main Java. Here I am going to create a bean class student, new class. I am keeping the class name is student, and click on finish. Now you see student class is created. Here I will put some variable, that is private integer role, private string name, private string percentage, and private boolean attendance. Private int role, private string name, percentage, private float, percentage. Percentage is float type because I will use decimal, that's why I take the float. And boolean attendance, private boolean attendance, because boolean, I choose boolean because I have used true and false. Private boolean attendance. I have to take the getter and setter method. So right click here, go to source. Here go to getter and setter method. Select all and generate. Now you see getter and setter method is generated, but here I'll use only setter method, getter method I will not use. I'll use the toString method. So that's why I'm going to delete the getter method. So I'm going to delete public int get role, delete it. Only I'm going to use setter method. So I'm going to delete one by one. Public string get name, delete it. So public void set role, set name, set percentage, and set attendance. Here I'll use one command line because I'm going to use Spring injection. That's why I have to write here. That's why I write here. I'll write here. This role is injected through setter method. Now I've told you earlier that I'm going to use toString method. That's why I've deleted the getter method. I'm taking this toString method because I have to take printout. So right click on here, go to source and generate toString, select all and click on generate. Now you see toString method has created. So here you see role, name, percentage and attendance is all there. Now here I am going to write one because I am going to use the Spring injection. Here write role injected through setter injection and same way I'll write here name injected through setter injection. You write name injected through setter injection. You know that we are using setter injection. Same way here I'll write percentage injected through setter injection and attendance also. Here you write attendance. Attendance injected through setter injection. So now my student class is complete. Now I have to inform IOC container that I have injected setter injection. For this I have to create configuration file, that is configuration.xml. It is like Hibernate. In Hibernate project we are creating configuration.cfg.xml. Like this, here we will create configuration.xml because I have to inform IOC container that I have injected setter injection. So now click on src main Java, right click, go to new, go to other. Here you write XML and click on next. Here I am going to file name is configuration.xml and click on finish. Now you see configuration.xml file is created. Here I have to make the schema. For schema we have to, I will take the schema from Google Chrome browser. I am going to open my Google Chrome browser. Here I will write, here I will search Maven Spring configuration file. Spring configuration file, and this is the official website of Spring. So click here, scroll down. This is the equivalent file of XML schema. Just we are going to copy this link, copy and going to paste in my configuration.xml file. Here I am going to paste it. So this is the schema of configuration file. Now I'm going to close this Google Chrome browser. So you see here bean definition here. Here we are going to create a bean file. Here you write, you see here you get the bean. So click on bean. So bean class, here you have to write bean class is equal to bean class name is, here you write my class name is student com.crk and student, because you have to write the class name with your package name and class name. So here I am going to write com dot crk create knowledge dot student, and I have to write the name object. I have to create an object name. I am giving the object name is equal to, I am giving the object name is student1, stu1. Student1 is object name. Here the object name is very important. From object name you will get the everything. In object we will put the property and value. Now we are going to put the property and value. Property will take the student class, role, name, percentage, attendance. You see here, role, name, percentage and attendance. So here I have to write the property and value. So now again, write property. You see, property is there. Property name. Property name is, you see, property name is, first property name is role, second property name is name, third property name is percentage, and fourth is attendance. Now one by one I have to write. So here I am going to write property name is role and value. Here I will put the value. Here I will write value is 101. So first I am going to define the roll number is 101. Next, property and value I write name, property name is name, and value, I write the value is Gopal. So student roll number is 101, student name is Gopal. Here I will write the another property is percentage, property name percentage and percentage value. Here I would put the value, that is 93.65. This is float type, so write F. So percentage I have put here, percentage property I have done, and value I will also put. One more I write attendance, property attendance, and value is, I'll put the value false, sorry, true. So my configuration.xml file is complete, and save it. Okay. Now I have to update my projects. So right click here, go to Maven, update project, and click on here you update reference, force update, and click on OK. So your project will be updated. Here we have created a student class and configuration is completed. So all the object you see in student1 object is saved in my configuration file. That means I have injected student1 object. In student1 object, here I put all the properties, role, name, percentage, and attendance, property with value. Okay, now we have to open that one is app.java class. Here we have to write the application context path. From beginning I have told you application context can be created in three ways. One is class path XML. I told you that I'll use the class path XML. Here I have to write configuration file name. So now I am going to use the class path XML. So here I am going to write application context is equal to is equal to new class path XML application context, and here I'll write my configuration file name. My configuration file name is configuration configuration.xml. Configuration.xml, and here put the semicolon. Now here I'm going to import that import org.spring framework.context.application context, and here I have to import one more file, that is import org.springframework.context support class XML application context. These two we have to import. Now going to save it. So I have got no error. Now here I am going to use tight couple. Here I am going to write here student stu is equal to new student, and stu dot set roll. So now here put the roll number is 102. 102. I am going to write stu dot set name Monica, and stu dot set percentage I am taking 86.95, that is float, so I write F. One more, stu dot set attendance false. Now I'm going to take a print, the top tight couple print. So I write here, and I'll print the object stu. Okay, this stu will print. Now I'm going to save it, and I'll show you how this tight couple is working. Run as Java application. Now here you see I have used the tight couple. This is the loose couple. So I am just going to block this application context. I am just going to block the application context, and it show the tight couple only. Here Spring is not working, only JVM is working. JVM creating object only when calling the setter method. Now you run the project. Just I am going to save it and run my project. Right click here, run as Java application. Now you see role injected. Role here I am not using the application context. Only JVM is working. Role injected through setter injection. Here you see. Here I write that role injected through setter injection. Name injected through setter injection. Percentage index injected through setter injection, and attendance injected through setter injection. And here in app.java class, here we have declared student object. Here we give the value, role is 102, name is Monica, percentage is 86.95, and attendance is false. So this is the tight couple. Now I put one line here to easy understand. Here I am going to write one partition line I am giving. Now again I am going to run it, and you see run a Java application. Now I put a line here because this is my loose couple. Now I am going to open it. Here I am going to write context.getBin. Here object is stu1, student1, and put semicolon here. student1, student st1 is equal to student. Here I put the context con. Okay. Here I put the one mistake, spelling mistake here. This is context. Application context is equal to new class path application context. Now it will search the context. Now it will search the context and go to the configuration file. Go to the configuration file and inject the bin class of student1. So you see here I write student st1 is equal to student context.getBin. Get bin class, here object is student1. Here my object is, my class file name is student, object is student1. Now it will go to configuration.xml file and search the student1 and put the value here. So for the getting the value, here I am going to write, here I am going to give a print command that it will print the student1. Here you write student1. So it will print the student1. So it will take the all the property of student1 from this configuration.xml file and print the values. Here whatever the value we put in student1 object, that value will be print here. This object student1. So now I am going to save my project and run my project. Run Java application. Here you see role injected through setter injection, name injected through setter injection. And here we have put in tight couple, we have put the roll number is 100, name is Kamal, percentage is 7463, attendance is false. But in my Spring here, in configuration file, here we put the roll number is 101, name is Gopal, and percentage is 93465, and attendance is 2. So I got it from the Spring setter injection. By putting the setter injection in my com.xml, this is my IOC container, and get the output of, get the value of student1 object. So now I think you have understand how to use setter injection in Spring framework. Now I am going to tell you one more project, that dependency injection in Spring is done in two ways. One is through setter method and setter injection and property injection, that I have already told you. Now I am going to make through constructor method, constructor injection. How to put the constructor injection, that I am going to tell you. In my Eclipse ID, here that project name is Spring Primitive underscore setter underscore injection. Just I am going to copy this project, copy, and going to paste it here. And now I am going to rename my project. Here in place of setter, I will write constructor underscore injection, and this two is not required, and click on copy. Now you see my project is created, Spring Primitive Constructor Injection. Here I will not change anything. com.crk student class. I am going to open my student class. Here I am going to delete setter method. Setter method is required, not required. Only override twisting is required. Now I am going to delete this part. I have not required this part. Method is not required. Setter method is not required. So I am deleting the setter method, setter role void set role, and public void set name, set attendance, and set percentage. Just I'm going to delete this. Delete. Here I'm going to import constructor. Right click here, go to source, click on constructor, all field, select all, and generate. Now you see the constructor is generated, and this is his argument. Int role, int string name, float percentage, and boolean attendance is his argument. Here I am going to write that I write the injected in constructor. Here I am going to write. Here I am going to pass a message that data injected through constructor. Okay. Now I'm going to save it. Now go to your configuration.xml file. My configuration.xml file. Here I'll write the constructor. Here I am using the constructor in place of property. So write constructor. You see here constructor dash arg. Click here constructor argument. Here constructor argument and put the value. Here I am putting the value. Value is 103. That's all. And now I'm going to delete all property and name. Property is not required. Okay. One constructor value I have put here. Next constructor. Again I am going to write constructor and value like this. You see here constructor argument. You see here the constructor argument. This is constructor argument. Constructor argument is role, string name, float, percentage, boolean, attendance. So I'll write here configuration.xml. Here I put the value Rohan. I put the value name is Rohan because first construct is role, name, percentage, and boolean. One more constructor I'll write here value. I am putting the value percentage 95.23 float. Okay, one more value I am going to put constructor value true. Here also the same. Here I have to write the configuration file name and in student one object. Here in constructor it will put the all values like roll number 103, name is Rohan, and percentage is 95.23, and this attendance is true. Okay. Now this my constructor, this configuration.xml file is complete. Now I am going to open my app.java. Here I am going to write. Here setter method is not required. So I am going to delete this setter method. I am not required. Here I am going to write new student. Here I will pass new student. Here I will pass roll number is 104. Here I will pass student roll number is 104. Just I am going to change it 104. Name is Kamal and his percentage is 63.41 and attendance is false. And it will print and a student object stu. Here I will put the student object. Okay, but here loose couple I am not going to change anything. It will be as it is. So now I'm going to save my project and save. And now I'm going to run. Right click here, run as Java application. Now here you see the result in my console. Data injected through constructor, data injected through constructor and student. And you see here I write the student roll number is 104 and name is Kamal, percentage is 63.41 and attendance is false. Okay, and in loose couple I have write, you see, go to the Configuration.xml file. This is my IOC container. Here I have put the value that 103, roll number 103, name is Rohan and percentage is 95.23 and attendance is true. So now I think you have understand how to use constructor injection in Spring Framework project. Here in loose couple you can change the value and it will be automatically changed. If you change the value, you get the revised value. Whatever the value you put here, you will get it here. And in Java app.java here, in tight couple, whatever the value you put in student column, you will get the result here. You will get the all value here. So now I think you have understand how to use dependency injection through setter method, setter injection and property injection, and constructor method and constructor injection. Now again I am going to revise you. If you go, now I am going to close it, close all, go to minimizing it, setter injection, app.java. Here we put the, in tight couple we put the set value 100, name Kamal, percentage is 74.63, attendance false. Okay. Now again I am going to run this setter injection project, run as Java application, and you see the result. In a tight couple we put the whatever the value we put the tight couple, I get the value here, and role injected through setter injection, name injected through setter injection, and percent injected through setter injection, and attendance injected through setter injection. And here in tight couple whatever the value we put, we get the value. But in Configuration.xml file, IOC container, we put the value, whatever the value we put the in property value, property name and value. This is there. Role is 101, name is Gopal, percentage is 93.65 and attendance is 2. So I think you have understand how to use setter method and constructor method, and setter injection and property injection and constructor injection. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. If you require the source code of this project, constructor injection and setter injection project, you can write in my comment box. I will upload it in my GitHub account. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Have a good day.